You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. Pressure can destroy champions, or it can create legends. For Aryna Sabalenka, the pressure of being world number one didn't break her. She forged her .70 weeks at the top of women's tennis. .4 Grand Slam titles. .1 Fearless mentality. And now, Sabalenka is finally admitting the truth about what it really feels like to sit on the throne of women's tennis. This is not just a tennis story. This is the story of power, pressure, pain, and the making of a modern legend. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to one of the most defining stories in modern women's tennis and an era filled with fierce rivals, rising stars, and relentless expectations. Aryna Sabalenka has done what only 7 women in history have managed to accomplish. She ruled the WTA rankings for an entire calendar year, from January to December. She stood alone at world number one, but behind the trophies, behind the roar of crowds, there's a quiet truth most champions never reveal. Today, Aryna Sabalenka does. Trophy Chapter 1: The Rise of a Power Queen. Aryna Sabalenka was never built to play small tennis. From the very start, her game screamed power. Born in Minsk, Belarus, Sabalenka grew up with a fierce competitive streak, raw strength, and a fearless approach few players dared to use. Heavy ground strokes, thunderous serves, relentless aggression. She wasn't trying to survive rallies. She was trying to dominate them. By her early 20s, the tennis world knew her name. But greatness still required patience. Crown Chapter 2: Becoming World Number 1, September 2023. In September 2023, Aryna Sabalenka reached the summit. World number 1, the dream of every tennis player on earth. But reaching the top and staying there are two very different battles. Sabalenka would briefly lose the ranking to Iga Swiatek in November. A setback? Yes. A defeat? Absolutely not. Because legends don't run from setbacks. They return stronger. Fire Chapter 3: Reclaiming the Throne, October 2024. October 2024 changed everything. Aryna Sabalenka reclaimed the number 1 ranking, and this time she refused to let go. Week after week, tournament after tournament, match after match, she didn't flinch. She didn't fade. She endured. By 2025, Sabalenka had achieved something extraordinary. Backhand index pointing right a full calendar year as world number 1. Only 7 women have ever done this since the WTA rankings began in 1975. Think about that. 5 decades of tennis history. Countless champions. Only 7 names. And Aryna Sabalenka is one of them. Bar Chart Chapter 4: The Numbers That Define Greatness. Let's talk facts, because Sabalenka's statistics are historic. 70 total weeks as world number 1. A 62 consecutive weeks in her latest streak. A 15th longest streak in WTA history. A 12th most total weeks among all women who ever held number 1. 4 Grand Slam singles titles. A consistent dominance across surfaces. This isn't luck. This isn't timing. This is elite greatness. Tennis Chapter 5: The Pressure is Real. Sabalenka speaks. In a revealing interview with Gulf News, Sabalenka finally opened up about the weight of being the best. And what she said matters. Of course there's pressure, but it's also a privilege. That word, privilege. Most players feel fear at number 1. Sabalenka feels honor. Being number 1 means you're doing something right. She doesn't run from expectations. She studies them. I've learned to embrace the pressure instead of fearing it. That sentence separates champions from contenders. Pressure didn't scare her. Pressure focused her. Brain Chapter 6. The Mental Transformation. Early in her career, Sabalenka was emotional. High highs, low lows, double faults haunted her. Tight matches tested her nerves, but champions evolve. She built mental armor. I trust my preparation, my team, and my game. That trust became her foundation. Pressure situations? She stays present. Break points? She swings free. Grand Slam finals? She believes. First place medal Chapter 7. Grand Slam Queen status. 4 Grand Slam titles didn't arrive by accident. They arrived through pain, discipline, and reinvention. Sabalenka learned to balance her power with patience, aggression with control, emotion with clarity. Each trophy added belief. Each final strengthened her voice inside, I belong here. Crossed Swords, Chapter 8. Rivalries that shaped a legend. The Sabalenka era wasn't smooth. She faced giants, a Iga Swiatek, a Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, a Jessica Pegula. Every rivalry pushed her limits. But instead of shrinking, Sabalenka rose. Every challenge sharpened her edge. Globe Showing Europe-Africa Chapter 9. Representing more than herself. As a Belarusian athlete on the world stage, Sabalenka carries responsibility beyond tennis. She represents resilience, strength, fearless individuality. She shows young players that power doesn't need permission. Crystal Ball Chapter 10. What comes next? At just 27 years old, Aryna Sabalenka's story is far from finished. More titles await. More history to be written. More pressure and more opportunity. But one thing is certain, she will face it head-on. Because pressure no longer frightens her, it fuels her. Pressure reveals who you are. And Aryna Sabalenka has shown the world, she is not afraid. She is not fragile. She is built for the top. 70 weeks. One throne. A legacy still unfolding. This is the reign of Aryna Sabalenka. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.